And for the purposes of recording, good evening, hope you're well, and welcome to the Pilates class. I will be putting this up onto the Isogenics Facebook page as well. So if you are watching it from there, hello, hope you're well. If anyone does have any questions live or afterwards, absolutely no problem just to message me or take yourself off of mute and ask me then and there, it's no problem. We're going to be doing full body today and I will keep it fairly tame, but hopefully this will be a lovely stretch out just as much as a little bit of a core burner for you. So I'm going to put this on to pinning myself. Hopefully you can see me okay. Right, just point this downwards. So everyone, what I would like to do this evening is just start standing up if possible. There are options to add in weights or bands or anything else. I have done this based on having no equipment because I know some of you are unlikely to have loads of equipment, but at some points I will say if you have them, please add it in here if you would like to, just to increase the resistance or the difficulty level. But I will indicate that. First of all, what I'd like you to do is stand up straight, but I just want to sort of get us into the room a little bit, because everyone's sort of had manic days for different reasons. So I just want us to sort of concentrate and breathe and focus just for a minute. So if you could start just by wiggling your toes, and then we're going to spread our toes nice and flat onto the floor. Socks, no socks. If you could remove trainers if you've got them, that would make everything a lot easier. And just really ground your feet. Okay, and just think, right, okay, nice and solid, good solid base. Then I'd like you to move your focus a little bit further up to your knees. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. I'd like you to just give them a little wiggle. So just one leg forwards and one leg backwards. And just swap. Just alternate little wiggle there. Now, when we're standing up straight with regards to correct posture, they're not clicked back and they're not bent. So I want you to keep your legs straight, but not hyperextended. Okay?
Bex, are you able to turn yourself up? You're quite quiet.
Am I? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if your headset's working fully.
Oh, do you know what? It's not working at all because I can hear you off of here. Just give me a second. Oh, I don't know why that's not working. Hang on a minute. Right, guys, can you hear me here?
Yeah.
Thank you. Perfect. Right, that should be a little bit clearer. Thank you, darling. Right, hopefully you've sort of heard me enough. Right, so once we've finished shaking our legs, then I want you to move your focus a little bit further up. Okay, so keeping your legs straight but not hyperextended. And then we're going to move up. Now your pelvis, depending on your posture, maybe a little bit, I'm going to exaggerate, maybe a little bit like this or a little bit like that. So if you are quite lordotic, which is curved, then I want you to tuck yourself under a little bit. And what that means is very, very, very slightly engaging your core here. I am so sorry for my children, is all I'm going to say. So you're just going to slightly squeeze your glutes and just engage your core very, very slightly at the front. Then we're going to move our thoughts up to further up. So everything should feel nice and I'm going to kill them later, by the way, just so you're aware. Moving up to your shoulders. So we're going to take a big, nice roll of your shoulders, just one big roll, and then bring your shoulders down. Okay, so what we should be doing is feeling really, really, really nice and stable. Let's take one more big roll all the way up and back down. And then with your arms, I just want you to sort of give them a little shake and then feel them nice and long. And we're going to bring our head neutral. Okay, so we're not looking up, you're not looking down, nice and neutral. So this position should feel very, very, very solid. And if I was to come along in class and give you, give you a little, I wouldn't say push, because that would be very horrible of me, but just a nudge, you wouldn't really go anywhere. So if you should feel quite solid, whichever plane that you go. Take a nice deep breath. So you can close your eyes if you'd like to. So deep breath in. And now the dog kicks off. Oh my God. Breathe in. And
relax. Let's go one more for my sake. Breathe in and relax. Wonderful. Okay. Hopefully, we should be a little bit more grounded and a little bit more relaxed. So we're going to start from head all the way down to toe and just do a nice little stretch out before we start doing some more stronger core movements. I would also like to look at the glutes today. So arms all the way up, nice big stretch, hands together at the top if you can, and then we're going to really, really stretch up. Now I'd like you to squeeze your glutes and come up onto the balls of your feet. On your tippy toes, and bringing it down all the way up. Nice big stretch. Hands together, lift and relax down. Okay, so our head, we're going to tilt, especially if you have been working at a computer today. May very well feel very, very tight. We hold a lot of tension here. So let's see if we can get rid of that a little bit. Bring it over and bringing it over. I'm not a fan of going backwards just because it tends to crunch the spine for no reason. And bring yourself back to center, and then we are going to bring that head down. Okay, so you're just looking down towards your chest and the floor, and then bringing it up. Bringing it down, so you're bringing it down, relax your shoulders. Just be aware of your tummy. And then bring it up to neutral, not any higher, one more. Bringing it down, really feel that stretch in your neck. And bringing it up to center, beautiful. Okay, really nice and very, very deliberate shoulder rolls now. So nice big circles. And the other way, so bringing it forwards, round and forwards. Really feel, if you get this right, it can feel like a really little mini massage. And bring yourself down. Okay, we'll extend that a little bit. So we're going to come all the way up and round now. Bringing it up and round. Holding on to those shoulders and the other way. So painting nice big circles with your elbows. And round. And let's exaggerate that one more. So all the way up now and round. Nice big circles. Just being aware not to start body waving. We're trying to avoid that. We are trying to maintain that really lovely posture that we just practiced. And up and round. Okay, bringing your arms forwards. We're just going to create a little circle. So it should look like that. Dropping your head down, tuck your tummy in, and you've got a really nice rounded back. We're going to take a deep breath here and relax. And again, feel your shoulder blades just coming out very slightly. Really good stretch for your shoulder blades. Breathe in and relax. Wonderful. Bringing it round to the back now. Now, if that's too much, just keep it down by your glutes. If not, you're going to squeeze those shoulder blades, lengthen the arms, just very slight squeeze of the glutes and lifting your arms out. Again, as mentioned, if that's too difficult on shoulders or there's any back or shoulder pain there, just bring it down and breathe in and relax down. Lovely. Let's bring it to the front one more time and breathe in and relax. Bring it round to the back, holding on. Clasp those hands together and reach out and breathe in and bring it down. Wonderful. Okay, so we're working, continuing down our body. So our backs very, very likely to be stiff today. Chin to chest, rolling it down, really curve your back. This will get the back of your legs as well. I'm a bit more interested in your back at the moment. So really just wriggle and relax it out. Drop your head down and feel like a little rag doll, okay? Really feel the weight of your arms and your head. Actually quite heavy, holding it there. If you're not touching the floor, don't worry at all. We'll get you nearer to the floor by the end of the session. Right, so when we're down in this position, we're just going to roll, so semicircle round from one side to the other. Semicircle round one side to the other. And just keep circling that round fairly dynamically. And finish the last one, and you should feel that going right round your back, and the back of your legs. Come back to center, and we're going to roll it up, curve it up, curve, 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 head last, and lifting your head. Wonderful. Bringing your hands onto your hips, and then we're going to bring those elbows very slightly back. We're definitely not doing a full bridge here, okay? It's just pushing your hips forward. Squeeze your glutes and push those hips forward. Lovely. Coming back to center, and we're rolling it down again. So all the way down. Hands coming down your legs. Roll it down, head nice and low. Okay, this time I want you to hold the folds of your elbows, and we're creating a little square. I want you to put your head in the square, and then we're going to come round again. So you're doing that little semicircle, and your elbows, they won't quite reach your knees, but they're going to go around towards your knees. Just be aware of locking out your legs too much. Keep them straight, but not locked out, okay? If this is too much, then do bend them. Okay, really feel your back just getting that nice little twist, and feeling your shoulders come back to center and just hang. And you'll feel your shoulder blades just going, ugh, just a lot lower. Deep breath in, and relax down. And when you release your arms, you should be a bit lower. Oh, look at that. And rolling it up. Nice and slowly. Vertebrae by vertebrae, stack like Lego blocks, and head last. Hands onto your hips, and then we're going to lean forward. So just hips forward, squeeze your glutes. No massive bridge, just those hip flexors, feeling a little bit of a stretch there. Okay, and back to center. So this plane of movement, feeling good. Let's have a look at this plane of movement now. So one arm up, and step back so you can see me. And then we're going to lean over this other hand, sliding down or onto your hip, whatever's more comfortable. Really lovely little side bend. And when we do this the second time, you should feel a little bit further, so we should get a stretch all the way down here. Oblique muscles, ribs, and bringing it back up. Beautiful ballerinas. All the way up, hand on your hip or sliding it down. Very, very likely to feel a little bit more stiff one side than the other. And if you just squeeze your glutes very, very slightly, you'll stay upright more. So we're trying really hard not to fall forward. And let's bring it back up and over the other side. Now just notice if you're finding you can go just even a millimeter more, or tiny bit more. Use your hand as a weight. And then back up. Really nice, big full stretch all the way around. And then bringing it down. Using your hand as a weight. And then back up. Lovely. So that plane of movement should feel really lovely. Final plane is here. Okay, so probably the most tricky one. And if you do have some mid-back, I wouldn't say pain, stiffness, then this really does help it. So when we do this standing, we will do this lying down as well. The easiest one to do is bring one hand across, the other hand tucked behind, and then you're going to keep your hips facing me and turn away and look over your shoulder. Now, depending on mobility and flexibility is how far you'll go. Hopefully, you go a little bit further the next time. Deep breath in. Relax and come back to the center. Wonderful. Let's go the other side. So one over and one hooked on the other side, and bring it round. Looking over the shoulder, deep breath in. And relax. Okay, so see how you felt on that one, and let's go again. So first hand over, tuck the back hand around, keep your hips still. Move it round, deep breath in. And bring it back to center. Wonderful. Did you go any further? One hand, then the other hand. Bringing it round. Remember, don't hyperextend your legs. Breathe in. Oh, definitely a bit further that time. And bring it back. Lovely. So back should be feeling much better and much more mobile now. Right, let's have a look at those hips. And we're going to continue to move down before we do some nice little blast on that core. Hip movement, again, it's a ball and socket joint, so there's a number of ways in which it can go. So we're going to start with one way, which is this plane here, okay? I'm going to do this to the side. So we're going to pick up, weight onto one foot, doesn't matter which one because we're going to do both. And then you're going to just very, very lightly and gently swing, okay? Nothing too dramatic, not in the HIIT class. That was earlier. And what you do is a little bit more control. So leg up and back, leg up and back. If you've got bits of furniture in the way, definitely bring your knee right in, because obviously we don't want you kicking furniture or dogs or, you know, whatever. Keep yourself, your chest nice and high so we're not arabesquing. And let's go one more and back. Okay, leg down, let's swap weight. I'm going to swap sides so you can see. Swapping the weight onto the other leg, and we're lifting and pushing back, okay? Don't worry how many you're getting in. It's nothing to do with time. It's to just do with the hips getting a little bit more fluid and mobile. And let's go one more wherever you are, finishing the one you're doing and then coming down. Okay, so I'd like to do a little mini squat, okay? Definitely not in the HIIT category. So nice and wide, slightly wider than you would go with a normal squat. Okay, do you want to go quite wide? And then you're just going to sink down and then bring your hands down, okay? So your hands, your arms are going to be by the inside of your knee. So I'll do this to the side as well. So sink down backwards, okay? Backwards and down, and then use those arms just to bring the knees out very slightly. Now what you're feeling is your quads are just engaging and your inner thighs are getting a little stretch. Bring it back up. I don't want to fatigue you too much. And then bring it down and do exactly the same thing. So sitting back, chest up, and just push those arms out very, very slightly. And bringing it up. Let's go one more. Bringing it down, making sure that your knees aren't going well over your toes, okay? Sit back, tummy pulled in, and 3, 2, 1, and lifting up. Wonderful, okay. So ankles and feet, very, very often completely neglected, and we absolutely need them. They work very, very hard all day. So tiny little balance required as well. So hands onto your hips, lifting one leg up, and then we're going to circle those ankles. Now, well, I can feel it. It could be very, very clicky. Don't worry about clicky. It's about pain. If you're doing this and it's hurting, don't do it. Has to beg why it's hurting, but it should be relatively mobile for you to do that. So just one way and then the other way. That's it. Okay, bring that to a stop and bring your leg down. Let's swap legs. So swapping weight, and your hands can be out here wherever you need them to be, really, just to balance. And then we're going to do those ankle rolls again. Okay, so just a couple of circles one way, a couple of circles the other way, whatever feels more comfortable. Just get those mobile. Very unlikely to have done this today. And finishing the circles you're doing, and bring your leg down. Lovely. Right, I just want you to give everything a little shake out. Right, so top down today, we should be very much feeling much more flowy and stretched out now. So now what I'd like to do is come down a little bit further, and we'll sort of keep coming down and keep coming down. So I'm just going to angle the camera very slightly down. But we should be feeling a lot better already. So I have got a mat. I don't have a mat this evening, but if you do have a mat, come to the end of your mat so you've got the mat in front of you. We're going to hip width apart with those feet again, and then we're going to roll down. So chin to chest, rolling down again. And you should feel that everything feels a little bit easier to do that now. And dropping that head down. Okay, we're going to walk the hands out. If you can't do that with straight legs, please just bend them, okay? Not a problem. So bend them so coming out into a downward dog position. And the yoga people of the group will know this well. So pushing back, and we've got straight legs. Feel that right down the back of your leg. You're aiming to get your heels on the floor. Head in between your arms, back nice and straight, and creating that nice little pike position. I'd like you to come up onto your toes. So lift, really lengthen those toes. If you feel like you're going to cramp, please don't do that. And push it back. Notice if you feel the difference. You're like, yep, I'm sure I'm a millimeter longer. All the way up, deep breath in. And push back. And let's go one more, all the way up, deep breath in. And push back. Lovely. On your last one, we're coming up, And then we're going to bend our knees. So we're going to come into an all fours position. Okay, bringing yourself down and untuck your toes. So we should be on fours. This is a very, very comfortable position. There shouldn't be any back pain. There shouldn't be any knee or hand pain or wrist pain. So what we're going to first of all do is just make sure you are in the correct position. If your knees are this evening a little bit painful, definitely blanket, cushion, whatever you need to support your knees. Same with your wrists. Nessie, darling, I know that your wrist can be a little bit troublesome sometimes. So if any of you are feeling, oh, I've just got to rest my wrist, come up, give them a little shake off, give them a little roll, and then come back down. Okay, no problem. Just do what your body is saying today. This isn't hardcore class, okay? So we are going to be on to all fours. And first of all, I'd like you to just take a judgment as to where neutral is, okay? So where it should be is your back. I can place my dinner on. I've got my dinner and it is on your back. So it can't be sunk and it can't be arched because it will fall off. It can't be one side, it can't be the other. So if you close your eyes, we're going to go in the two planes of motion. So just rock very, very, very slightly forwards and backwards. And notice the difference when the weight is over your hands as to when it's over your knees. So it should be equal. So if you're thinking, right, just come to center where your view is center. I've got some over my hands, some over my knees, and I feel centered. And let's go left to right. So again, when you're coming left to right, you're feeling, oh, there's definitely more pressure on one side than the other. And again, close your eyes and come back to where you view is right and left centered. Keeping my dinner on your back, and you're going to just engage that tummy, okay? So it shouldn't be flopped down, it should be active. Head should be neutral, so you're not looking up, and you're not looking right down towards your knees, you're looking just in front of your hands, okay? That's where we should be. So that's your perfect position there. Now from this position, we can do an awful lot of work. So let's try something fairly simple to start with. We're going to engage your core one side, and you're going to lift one hand. Just lift it off the floor. If it's up here, if it's an inch off, it doesn't matter. What you should be able to feel is the other side is taking that pressure and your core is adapting, bringing it down. And let's swap sides. Now, if you do have some shoulder pain, just be aware of the fact that your shoulder is going to need to take the pressure and back down. Let's go one more up. Holding it there. 2, 1, and back down. Breathe in. Breathe out and lift the other side. And 3, 2, 1, and down. Lovely. Right, let's do the same with the legs. So literally just lift your knee, okay? Nothing some mad arabesque. So weight slightly to one side, you're just going to lift your knee. Holding it there. Feel your core active and bring it down. Breathe in and lift the other side. Breathe out and lift. Holding it there. Now your hips, I don't want some huge hip movement. Your hips need to remain pointing downwards and relax. Lovely. Right, let's combine it. So really simple to start with. Lifting one hand and lift the opposite. I'll repeat that, opposite leg. Just the knee off. Okay, so you should still feel in that all fours position. You've just lifted an opposite limb. Hold it, 2, 1, and down. That should have been a little bit more challenging. Let's go to the other side. Lift your hand, lift your knee. Now, if you're starting to wobble around, you're like, oh God, just put a knee down. Go back to hands. 2, 1, and down. Beautiful. Right, okay, so let's extend that into a Superman. So we're going to slide one leg away from you. So your toes still on the floor, and then you're going to lift that up. So it should be fairly straight. And then you're going to lift the opposite hand, okay? So we should be feeling fairly straight. Can you see I'm straight, creating a straight line there now? If you're leaning far too back, you feel it on your knee. If you're leaning far too forward, you're going to feel that on your wrist. So think centered. I feel centered. Rebecca's dinner is still on my back. 3, 2, 1. Hand down, leg down, bring it in. Beautiful. If you manage that in a perfect line, lovely. Okay, so let's do the other side. Can be more tricky. So back into neutral. leg out, lifting and arm lifting. Breathe. Nice straight line. Feel your core really engaging in doing the work. Quite a strong core movement this. In fact, pretty much most muscles are working. 3, 2, 1, leg down, hand down. Wonderful, very nice. Right, we're going to come back to the original side now. And now we're going to do a little bit of pulsing. So we're in that position and then we're going to pulse up and down, okay? So we're going to do 10 each side. If you really feel like you're wobbling, don't pulse, okay? Just come back to the position that we did beforehand and practice that. So first leg, first hand. Bring yourself up first. And we're holding it there. And then we're going to pulse 4, 10, 9, little tiny move. 7, 6, keep yourself neutral. 4, 3, 2, 1, hold it. 3, 2, 1, and down. Lovely. Any back pain, particularly Polly, darling, just bring your leg down further, okay? Right, okay, so swapping your weight. Bring your leg out and up and bring your arm up. There we go. Right, correct yourself if you're feeling too far forwards or backwards. And let's start the pulsing. And 10, tiny little movement. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're holding it for 3, 2, 1, and down. Lovely. Right, bring yourself back and just give your wrists a little rest for a second. At any point you can do that as a reminder. And just give them a shake out. Wonderful. Okay, so let's go a tiny bit more advanced on that move now. So we are going to bring ourselves down onto our forearms, and then we're going to kick the leg up a little bit more, and then we're going to do a larger pulse, okay? So it's a full move. So bring yourself back onto all fours, and then we're going to come down onto your forearms, clasping your hands together. So bum up in the air. Just rearrange yourself so you know you've got to swap the weight. You're starting with one leg, it doesn't matter which one. And then you're lifting that up, tiny little bit higher, so it does remain that you're fairly straight. This move is from your hip, okay, not your back. So we're going to bring that down, tap your toe, and lift, squeeze the glutes. So your core is doing a little bit of work here, but your glutes are doing a lot more work now. Squeeze. Bringing it down, tap, and squeeze. Try to keep that core steady. Bring it down, hinge at the hip, not the back, remember. And let's go one more, tap and squeeze. Bringing that down nice and controlled, and we're going to swap legs. Okay, so remember, use a cushion on your knees if you need to. So we've got the other leg long, we're going to bring that up, hold it there, and bringing it down, squeeze. Nice long leg, nice pointed toe. Beautiful ballerinas this evening. Squeeze down. And let's go 2 more wherever you are. Point and squeeze, and 1 more down to the floor. Squeeze it up, hold it, and then we're bringing it down and bring it in. Wonderful. Okay, so core warm, glutes warm. Let's just see if we can just have a tiny stretch out. So tucking your toes under, hands further forward, you're going to come down to a version of a child's pose. Drop your head. And we're coming straight up, and I want you to come into a knee plank position. So we're here. Squeeze those glutes. So you're in a plank. Core having to activate, shoulders having to activate. Let's come back. So back into the child's pose. Drop your head. Nose touch the floor. Bringing it up. And tuck your pelvis under and hold it in that knee plank. Okay, let's go 1 more, bringing it back. Touch your nose and bring it forward. Now, if you're able to, we're going to do a little press up. I'm just going to come backwards slightly so you can see me. So our elbows are coming backwards and we're going to come down. Really rely on your tricep muscles. Nice and slowly, everything hits the floor at the same time. Breathe in, breathe out, squeeze and lift super slowly if you can. Wonderful, sitting back. So we're going to go to that press up again. Touching your nose. Back into that child's pose. Come forwards into your plank. And then bringing it down. Use your triceps to stop you from going too fast. Hit the floor at the same time. Wonderful. Breathe in. And lift. Squeeze your core. Get your shoulders to do the work. Okay. Bringing back. Let's go one more. Touching your nose to the floor. Come forwards. Hips forwards. Bring it down. Super slowly, super slowly. And 3, 2, 1. Hit the floor and relax. Lovely. Okay. Right. Teeny tiny wriggle. And I just want you to come out into a sort of little mini cobra. Okay. So it's a half cobra, which is here. If any of you do yoga, you'll be familiar with this one. Now with this one, I don't want the hips right up here. Sink down, sink right down, looking forwards, and just relax. Your core should be relaxed out on this one, shoulders down. Deep breath in. And sink into the mat. Wonderful. Right, okay, as elegantly as you can, which it's not actually that elegant to flip over. We're going to flip over. So just bringing yourself round and make sure that you've got a little bit of room. So we're going to make sure that we're on our back and our knees are bent. Our feet are on the floor and our hands are on the floor. Okay, so first of all, let's just make sure that our backs aren't going to spasm, because possibly most of you haven't done this move yet today. So just make sure you're comfortable first of all, okay? And then we're just going to ensure that everything's on the floor that it needs to be. So feet flat on the floor. And what can happen is that your knees start to bow in or out. So just make sure that your big toe and your little toe are flat on the floor, okay? No curving. Our knees are nice and comfortable. And then I want you to tilt your pelvis so your back, the whole of your back, is flat on the floor. Now, we're going to, with our arms, I just want to make sure that your shoulders are flat on the floor. Bring your arms up to the center and bring them together and really stretch right up to the ceiling. So you'll feel that your shoulder blades have come off the floor. But what that does mean is your vertebrae, your spine should feel right on the floor. Very, very, very slowly, I want you to relax those shoulders down. Okay. And then you're bringing your hands out to the side, so you should feel nice and flat. Okay, so we're going to start with something called tabletop. Oh, the dog's joined us, hello. As soon as I'm on the floor, the dog's here. So, but I want you to engage your lower abs just to ensure that they're going to assist. So first of all, just place your hands on the insides of your hip bones. So find the hip bones, come in and just give those muscles a little squidge. They're very likely to feel, you know, just not engaged and quite comfortable. What I'd like you to do is actively engage them. So deep breath in, and now squeeze them. Now that doesn't mean stop breathing. You should completely be able to breathe. They're just engaged. Okay, so they should feel a bit more solid. Breathe in and relax them down. That's it. Right, so we're going to do that again, and now we're going to lift your legs into tabletop. So deep breath in, engage your core. And then you're going to lift one leg up, doesn't matter which one, to tabletop, 90 degrees. And then you're going to lift the other one. So your lower core should feel very engaged. If you've got that correct. Now, if you're really, really struggling with that and your back's really starting to arch, just bring your feet down, okay? We are going to stay in this tabletop position for a little bit. I'd like you to put your hands behind your head. So your elbows are nice and flat and your feet, your legs are in 90 degrees. So making sure that this precise second we're keeping it here, that your back isn't starting to arch. If it's really trying to, try really hard to use your core and push it down. Right, so let's lift the head and see what that does. Deep breath in, and then you just your head. Just lift your head. Okay, heads are heavy. You should feel that's a good 3 or so kilos, that head. And then bring it back down again. Deep breath in. Lift your head on the out breath. And now you're just going to peel your shoulders off the floor. I say just. If you've got this correct, you should be shaking like a leaf. Okay, the whole thing should be solid. all the way down, all the way at the top, holding it here. As I said, should be shaking, so you might hear my voice go slightly. And then you're going to roll and peel it down and relax. If you need to relax your legs as well, please do. Let's go again, deep breath in. And peel your head off the floor first. Now lift your shoulders, hold it here. For 3, 2, shaking like a leaf, 1, and down, and peel your head down. Wonderful. Try to keep your legs there for 1 more. Deep breath in, lifting your head first, peeling those shoulders off. Hold it there. Oh my goodness, for 5, 4, 3, shaky shake, 1, and peel it down. Lovely. Put 1 foot down onto the floor, the other foot down onto the floor, and relax. Oh, wonderful. Right. Okay. So we're going to do 1 more move here. I'm just going to keep an eye on the time, and then we'll peel ourselves up. So this time, I want you to put your hands to your temples and not right behind your head. If you feel like your neck is taking over, then do let me know. But you can just relax it. So to the temples right now. So we're going to come up into that position again. So engage your core, lift 1 leg and lift the other one. So you should feel that engage. Right, now we're going to lift up and you're going to take 1 hand off of your head and put it towards the outside of the opposite leg. Now what that's doing is engaging your oblique muscles on the side. And back and relax your head down. Keep your legs where they are. Lift your head, breathe in, breathe out, lift. Shoulders off the floor, opposite side. Again, if you got this right, you should be shaking. Holding it, back and release down. Right, again, reset your legs if you need to. If not, we're still going. Lift up, across, hold it. Shaky shake. 3, 2, 1, and down. And 1 more, lift up, breathe in, breathe out, lift, and across. Hold it there for 3, 2, 1, down, and down. 1 foot down, the other foot down, and relax. Wonderful. Okay, really lovely way of getting yourself as that is knees and feet together, tiny little supine twist, and we're just going to bring our legs down. The knees are to the floor and your shoulders are on the floor, so you should feel like a nice twist. If you wanted to exaggerate that, then you can cross your legs. Okay, that's the exaggerated one. You get more of a stretch and your glutes get slightly involved as well. I think I'm going to do that one this evening. Okay, using your oblique muscles, which are here, deep breath in and lift up to center. So if you are still here, absolutely fine. Just bring it down. If you want to exaggerate it, cross your legs the other way and then bring it down. Holding it there. Relax, relax, relax. That's it. Deep breath in. Really feel that lovely stretch. Oh. Okay, and then we're going to use your oblique muscles to bring yourself up. So final deep breath in and lift up on the out breath. Lovely. Okay, bring your knees just in, hands further down, and just teeny tiny little circles for your back. And teeny tiny little circles the other way. Good. Holding on to your knees and then just bringing further in. So right by your chest, still keeping your head on the floor. Tiny little rocks from one side to the other. Don't go too far, you'll just fall. And bring it back to center. Now you're going to lift your head. So you're in a tiny ball, teeny tiny ball, and then we're going to rock. And I do mean tiny, literally a few inches. And you should feel that stretch in your mid-back. Okay, come back to center. Head down, 1 foot down, and just use the back of your leg to lift yourself up nice and slowly. If you can't do that, you're coming to the side. Oh, bring yourself up. Wonderful. Okay, so we're spinning round back to our original position of all fours. And I'd like you to tuck your toes under and then come back onto your toes. I'm just going to move forward so you can see me. So we're onto our toes. We're just doing a tiny exercise for the back of your legs. Head down to your knees and then bum up. Okay, hands onto the floor as long as you can hold it there. Head down and lift. So if they can remain on the floor, lovely. If they have to lift up, absolutely fine. Now, hopefully you feel that you are a little bit more stretched out now. Bringing them down onto your toes again, bending your knees, so you're back into that ball. And then we're going to do head down and thumb up, hold it there. Lovely, let's roll it up super slowly. So finishing as we started, roll it up, roll it up, roll it up. Head last, arms all the way up. Holding onto your hands at the top, and we're going to lift and back down. Wonderful. Now, as the people who know me will finish my class as we always do. So we're going to do some little sweep motions, and then my lovelies, you are done. So hip width apart with your legs, hands out to the side. We're going to drop down, all the way up, hands up to the top, and up onto your toes. Squeeze your glutes very slightly to remain still. Best not to look at the camera on this one because you might fall. And again, all the way down, a little sweep, deep breath in, squeeze those glutes and lift. Nice big stretch. And one more all the way down, all the way up, deep breath in, nice big stretch and lift. Wonderful, bringing it down. Thank you very much, everyone. Massively appreciated. Very lovely. Bring yourselves off of mute if you'd like to. I'll put you back on gallery. And hopefully everyone's feeling all lovely now and stretched. However, little bit of core work there. So you if you're not used to doing that, you should feel that a little bit. Not too horrific. I didn't go too bad today. Glutes would have activated slightly as well, but again, hopefully not too dramatic. But the main thing is that you should feel much more stretched out and much more relaxed. My advice is always nice little bit of protein-based dinner, nice little bath and bed. That's a really nice end to the day. Did everyone have a lovely time? Hopefully that was good.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Are there any questions that I can answer now, or is everyone okay? Oh, that looks like everyone's okay. Wonderful. I will just take this off the recording. So thank you, Facebook people.